What's going on, everybody? Your host, David Mitchell, and welcome back to Fan the Train episode 20. And, oh boy, got them crazy to talk about today. But I'm going to have them guess. You guys are probably wondering why I'm doing a live stream early. Well, that's because I got work at 7 in the morning tomorrow. So, and also I have a friend that I'm going to try to invite on. Got like insurance up on. But we talked about something about it before, and I was right. Ooh, I gotta love being right about what I said. My God. I actually said it before that some of the new Amtrak locomotives are going to be hybrid for long distance. And I was serious about it. And I'm actually going to be right. You gotta love it when you're right. Because the dual mode chargers that they're talking about that Siemens is doing, they're going to be for the long distance train coming from the corridor down to south into the Midwest, meaning you're going to have trains actually with catenary equipment on it coming from the south going to the north and vice versa, meaning you're going to have a lot more partner trains too. My God, I'm not going to lie, it's crazy because some of the... So the Palmetto is going to be a dual mode train once the suckers start rolling out. So, my God, it's crazy. I was right. Like, literally, I was right about this. Just waiting on him to join because he should be getting ready to a couple minutes. But the dual mode chargers that Amtrak is talking about, that will do the long distance from the northeast down here to the south, down to Florida, and to the Midwest, and probably up to Maine, are going to be dual mode. So, that big. That is very big with these suckers going to be dual mode. Like, that right there is a big, big game changer. Well, let me bring it up on here because I said this a couple months ago, and my God, I was right. I was freaking right. So, the something that I am sincerely was correct about. And another friend of mine who talked about it on their YouTube channel. Which I'll put the link to his video down there in the description later on. But my God, it's crazy. Like, my mind is blowing, but I was right. I was freaking absolutely right. But let me find a screenshot because it's gonna be crazy for y'all. But here they are. I was right. Amtrak did a little showcase update today. Not today, but a couple days ago. So, the dual modes are going to be crazy. Like, literally. Like, I don't know what it crazier, but it's up in that. I know Pinty fan, which it going to probably talk about this. He going to talk about this straight up. But I was freaking right. I said it. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Like, did with the crate scene, the dual mode chargers. I actually talked about a couple months ago, and now that we're actually getting actual concept art and stuff, it did prove I was right. You think you always right? No, I don't, Jason. Yeah, I'm calling him by his real name. The pertinent who in chat, his real name is Jason. You're getting detox today, boy. Lives in King Street. But I was right about it. Athletes up in that Amtrak athlete doing. They're talking about dual modes, meaning the Amtrak locomotive we see now are probably eventually going to go away. Because I know them locomotives are eventually going to, the Visa. Bro, can you? Bro, I can smell you from. Ha ha ha! Very funny, man. Dude, I freaking don't even smell. But I was right on the dual modes. I freaking talked about it a couple months ago. Literally talked about it a couple months ago. About the dual modes. Dude, my freaking neck is not a frying pan. The cargo rail fan, you don't violate laws like Charleston Rail Fan does. Cranky monkey. Nut. You guys are just baboons. Double on live looking like a human. You guys are just a bunch of morons. I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of morons. But let me just say this. I was right about the Amtrak. Like, literally. I knew. But I know now the P-42s are eventually going to go away. So if you guys want to catch the P-42s while they're still operating, you better start catching them now. Because eventually they're going to go bye-bye. Why do you have trees? Dude, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're high. But let me just say this. The great thing is that it's just crazy. Because some stuff that Amtrak is doing it mind-boggling right now because that. Also, I'm going to bring up the big train wreck like that happened. All right, the YouTuber I'm going to shout him now is Worldwide Rail Fan. He was one who did a video on Amtrak and stuff. He was one who first said it, but it's just crazy that he was right. I picked up on what he said, but it's crazy to think about it. Like, it coming from him, so all credit goes to him. Worldwide Rail Fan, if you watch it, shout out to you, man. But it's a crazy because he part of the American Rail Club too, so but I was right. Like, I was actually freaking right. But it's just crazy. Still waiting on him to join. Up there he is. All right. Here are our guests. Oh. All right. Oof. What it? I'm running a little late getting home from work. Oh, he running late, so we'll hold on until he get here. He running a little late. I did get text from him. Oh ho ho! That it did some stuff. Sorry, man, but I'm just gonna bring it up. Cars suck. But I'll keep the live stream going. Heck, I might eat dinner on it. I'll let you know when I get home. Hold it. Well, I just started the live stream, so how many minutes before you get to your house? Oh, 1 minute. But thing is, this is why trains are superior. So I'm just letting him know before anything. No one care alive. Not a real fan. Jason, no one care about your little behind. I do like that. But I do get people on butt bone. But it's a crazy. Because I did said this. I did said it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was right. I was freaking right. So yeah. So it's something I'm crazy right about. But yeah. Let's try to see if I can get a couple of guests on. Hold it. Let's see. Well, I'm waiting on him. All right. Hey, man. You doing good?
Yeah, dude. That's pretty good.
Hey, welcome to Fans of Trains, you know? You're live on YouTube, man.
Sweet.
Hey, what do you think about Amtrak plans for the dual mode chargers? For the long distance ones?
Dude, can you give me about 5 minutes?
Alright. But, dude, I'm just gonna Alright.
What?
I'm going to bring it up. I said it in a previous live stream that Amtrak was working on dual mode locomotive. Dual mode chargers where they can go off the catenary and to territory without electric locomotives. You know, the dual mode ones?
Yeah, I know. One of the services that's supposed to get those locomotives is the Amtrak Vermonter.
I know, and the other one that both gets them is the Palmetto, the Silver Charge, the Silver Meteor.
That does not surprise me.
So, meaning you're going to have a long-distance trains coming down from Florida that could transfer from diesel over to electricity. That mad right there, you know?
Excuse me.
Yeah, they're right.
Yeah,
But
without changing locomotives.
I know, but that means the P-42s, we better start catching those trains before they go away like the dodo bird. Am I right?
Yeah, and for inner city lines like the Amtrak Down Easter, those train sets are gonna be popping up like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. Now I hope they do expand more Amtrak service in Maine where you live, or like near Maine, because I know you don't live that far from Maine. Am I right?
Yeah, I live about an hour from the main border.
Do you live right there up in the mountain area, or in right near the coast?
I live about like 20 minutes from the New Hampshire state capital.
Oh. So yeah. So you're near.
I live in southern New Hampshire.
Oh, you live down near the coast.
Yeah, it's about like 45 minutes to the coast.
Yeah. Dude.
But New Hampshire is the Amtrak is supposed to get another inner city shuttle service from Concord, New Hampshire to Boston, Massachusetts.
Alright. I'm to go and bring it up. Like, because I do live on the CXXA line on the Charleston sub. Like, I live, you know, the A line that go from the northeast, from Washington, D.C., all the way down to Florida? The train tracks are right by my house, so I can see trains from my window.
Nice. The nearest rail line from my house is about like 2-3 miles away, but I do hear the freight trains rolling through.
Well, I got my scanner out, hooked up to the Charleston A line, or technically at the Charleston sub area, they call it.
Yeah, I can hear the horns, and sometimes if it's extremely quiet, I can hear the crossing bells start to go off.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, like, it's crazy because I only live about half a football field from the train tracks, you know? I'm that close.
Yeah, the rail line I live next to, I will miss those old locomotives.
I know. Heck, Jane is, we only get 20 to 22 trains per day, but right now, because of that big train wreck up in the Northeast, the Amtrak, yeah, like the Palmetto and the Silver Meteor had been canceled because of that big wreck.
Well, the line I live on, there's about anywhere from 2 to 3 trains a week.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jane is...
It's the Pan Am Railways National Local and the coal trains that run up to the Bow Power Plant.
Ah. Hey, what is the most active line in Maine? Like, what...
Oh, boy.
Like, I'm trying to figure that one out for whenever I rail fan, if I ever get a chance to rail fan Maine.
The most active line that's in through Maine is the Boston, Maine, Western Route Main Line, or the Pan Am Railways.
Because
to Maine. Because on that line, from Portland all the way down into Air, if you count in all the Down Easter trains that run through there, Pan Am, all the mainline and local freight, and the commuter rail that rolls through Haverhill and Air in the New Hampshire North Coast, you're talking about like 25 trains that roll through there on any given day, all throughout the District 2 Maine.
So from all the way up from near the Canadian border all the way down to the Maine border with the other states. Ooh.
Well, the New Brunswick Southern operates up near like Presque Isle, Presque Isle, I believe. But well, I mean, if you're talking being technical, the Canadian Pacific does operate one or two manifest and a local freight to Bangor and Rockport.
Yeah, because they bought that railroad back about a year to 2 years ago.
Actually, Canadian Pacific, where they operate now, that used to be their home with territory.
Then they gave it away to the Alberta Railroad, the one that had that big natural disaster, or not natural disaster, man-made disaster.
Well,
technically,
both Bangor to Rustic and Canadian Pacific used to run right next to each other. Then Canadian Pacific sold their line to the it was Montreal, Maine, and Atlantic or something like that. Yeah, Montreal, Maine, and Atlantic, or MMA for short. Then when that huge explosion happened, they sold it to the Central Maine and Quebec. Then, like 2-3 years ago, Canadian Pacific bought back their trackage, and like that next year, the Central Maine and Quebec became a fallen flag.
You know, I was looking at it, and that railroad almost became a Class 1. It was close enough to become a Class 1.
Yeah, the Pan Am Railways, I believe, it's
Class 2. Class 2 with a regional. Now what happened to Montana Rail Link? Now that was dirty.
I mean, it was leased to originally it was leased from the Burlington Northern
to the dude who runs the Montana Rail Link. You know, the only reason they actually decided to give it back to BNSF was because all their interchanges were with BNSF. So BNSF did them dirty. Like, they denied them freight and ran their own trains through. They literally denied Montana Rail Link freight. That dirty right there, you know?
Well, out of all the railroads that are... I will miss the Pan Am Railways once they finally go.
It was going to fall eventually, you know? With how they run their stuff.
As soon as Pan Am Railways officially became a railroad in 2000... Well, they started Guilford rebranded itself to Pan Am Railways in 2006, and it officially became its own railroad in 2014. And after that, everything just plummeted.
Because Pan Am had bad reputation. I heard some of the bad reputation about that railroad. Look,
I live about 3 miles from the Boston, Maine, Old Northern Maine, and the New Hampshire Main Line.
Now, I know
they have not done track work on that line in about like 20 years.
The thing is,
it's not longer.
Now,
trains can go on that line is about like 5-10 miles an hour.
Is it a branch line or a main line?
Well, it is still technically a main line, but the only trains that run there now is the coal/limestone trains that go to the Bow Power Plant, and the Nashua Local, which goes from Nashua, New Hampshire, all the way up to Concord, New Hampshire.
Hey, well, hopefully with
the Vermont Railways.
hopefully that CXX can rebuild this, because I know Amtrak is worried, because I know how CXX do Amtrak dirty. Let's be honest.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. But CSX says they will do anything and everything they can to get it. So they will do absolutely anything and everything because they want to take over the Pan Am Railways.
Well,
both the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority and Amtrak
don't want CXX running it
in there because of the track conditions and everything, which I understand. And even under Guilford, trains didn't run all that smoothly.
Now I know what. Hopefully that CXX can play nice this time with Amtrak.
From the articles I've read, CSX will play ball with Amtrak.
I know. Heck, they're already doing that with the golf services. Down there in the Gulf.
Oh yeah.
No reason they're doing it. They're playing nice up in the Northeast because Amtrak got more leverage up there than it do down in the South. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The amount of passenger trains that used to run in New Hampshire is... There used to be a crap ton of train stations in New Hampshire, and now there's only, let's see,
well, that's because our government did the railroad dirty,
Yeah, out of all the train stations that are left in the state of New Hampshire, only 4 are still active.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but there's supposed to be 2. There's supposed to be a couple more Amtrak stations or train stations in New Hampshire because the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority, or MBTA for short, is doing a survey on the line from Lowell, Massachusetts, all the way up to Manchester, New Hampshire, for a commuter railroad to operate in the Manchester, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was looking at Google Maps. You know where the Conway Scenic Railroad is?
Yeah, I've been there multiple times.
I'm looking at, you know how the line used to go all the way into Portland, Maine?
Yeah, that's the old Maine Central Mountain Division.
You know part of it is a freaking bike trail now.
Yeah, I know. From Westbrook, yeah, I know. I walked a portion of it from Standish, Maine, all the way to Westbrook.
It's dumb. Bike trails are a big scam. They're a big scam. Am I right?
Dave, you have to understand, the last train that was on the Mountain Division was 1996. I've been on the old Maine Central tracks. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, they were trying to open up a wood chip mill in Baldwin, Maine, but they took a survey of the tracks. It would have cost them tens of millions of dollars to rebuild it. And there are things that are so rusted that cannot get rusted. It is impractical for all the bike trails. It's impractical for them to still be used for the railroads because all the customers and all the industries either got torn down, closed down, or switched to trucking.
Well, trucking is a big wait of time. Let's be honest. I would rather have train carrying freight instead of trucks. Let's be honest. No one wanted to get hit by a vehicle like a big semi truck.
What? Listen to me. Just listen. Trains haul freight from really far distances. Trucks are used alongside the railroads to ship the freight from the rail yards to the customers. They work with the railroads, not against them.
I understand. But I'm just going to bring it up. The Mountain Division, that could have been something good if they had kept it in for like tourism. Like, let's be honest. You would have tour train coming from Portland heading up to the mountains. That would have been right. That right.
I heard that. Well, I did hear that CSX was trying to revamp the Mountain Division from Portland, Maine, or Westbrook, Maine, all the way up to North Conway, New Hampshire. But I did the math. It would have costed them damn near $100 million.
They got the money. You'd be surprised at how much CSX have. I have an uncle who worked for the, or not an uncle, but a cousin who worked for the railroad. He said that.
Listen, there's sections of track that are outright missing. There is a bunch of signals will have to get put up. Railroad crossings would have to get fixed. Bridges are gonna there's a bunch of bridges that have to get fixed. There's a bunch of track that is so rusted, it has to get replaced. Ties got to get replaced. It's going to take a bit. If they do this, they will go bankrupt. Trust me.
Well, I see why CXX is doing Maine, because it's very strategic. If you think about it, all the track up there, because there are a lot of lumber business up there.
Yeah, there used to be a crap ton of lumber mills up in Maine. That's why there's so many tracks
and
running in New Hampshire and in Maine.
And CXX, they see capability. Like, I know the reason why CXX doing it, because they want to be the one to pick up the freight and deliver it to its final destination, like down to the south. Like all the places up there. Like,
the what's left of the lumber mills in Maine, and I don't think there aren't any more lumber mills in New Hampshire that are accessible by trains.
But there are a lot in Maine. Like, heck, I have an session with Google Maps sometime, and I map out some of the rail lines up there. You guys still have a lot of rail infrastructure up there that is connected to paper mills. More than we do down here in the South. Like, literally, the only rail infrastructure that go into somewhere that need lumber down here in the South is paper mills. Up north.
Yeah, there's a couple paper mills up in Maine and New Hampshire. There aren't very many lumber mills around anymore.
But I can see why CXX is looking up there, because Canadian Pacific and CP are looking at KCS. CXX and swooped out Pan Am right out from under their doorsteps,
Well, fun fact, up right outside Bangor, Maine, there's a huge interchange yard. It used to be a lot bigger, but now it's shrunk. There's an interchange yard between the Canadian Pacific and Pan Am Railways, but once Pan Am gets taken over by CSX, Canadian Pacific will do a bunch of interchange work with CSX, so they don't have to interchange like twice in like Ayr or Worcester to bring the trains to their destination in like Maryland, DC, all the way into like Florida.
Yeah, because I could see both your ideological with the PSR bullcrap. Let's be honest, PSR, it's a bunch of bullcrap that they didn't need to throw out of the window. Am I right?
I did hear that PSX is supposed to end precision scheduled railroading right around the same time Pan Am is supposed to get taken over by that.
So they're supposed to be in PSR. Like my cousin was right about that when, well, that one scene, Well, I know that a good sign that they are in PSR. Maybe stuff can start getting better because I then told Dimitri on the American Rail Club YouTube channel that stuff is going to get worse before it gets better. You know, like heck, maybe it's CXX and pull off like doing stuff because I know if they start getting money up there, I know they're going to try to work with the town because let's be honest, I was looking at the old mountain subdivision and there are a couple of abandoned town and rundown towns along the line. And I found photos of some of these towns that are now run down and a little bit abandoned. And before the line was abandoned in 1996, when you told me the line was abandoned, the towns looked pretty well. They did not look bad. It wasn't until the line was abandoned and turned into a bike trail. And I talked to people who live in towns where they had bike trail, and they told me this. Do not tear up your track and replace it with a bike trail. All it would cause is problems. I have multiple people tell me that.
Yeah, I can tell you that as well because I live near 3, and one of the trails, the old Manchester and Lawrence line, which ran from Manchester, New Hampshire down to Lawrence, Massachusetts, all throughout from where it starts in the old Woodyard, Manchester, New Hampshire, right up until the limits to the Manchester-Boston Regional Airport. It is all lined with homeless camps.
Bingo. Like, bike trails are just vaporware, and they're a cancer to our cities. Like, really. If you want,
that's why I. But out of the three old branch lines, none of them are going to get brought back. A, because they're turned into trails, and B, all the industry is dried up. But, well, what doesn't help is the city I live in. There's a state station, so all the homeless camps all throughout the state of New Hampshire come to Manchester, where I live.
And let's be honest, the reason why the trails are there is because of the NIMBYs. NIMBYs, you know, the people say not in my backyard, they love bike trails. They'll literally put something that will not be useful to the town in there for their satisfaction, for what they think about. Am I right?
Yeah, totally.
Like that would happen to the. Well, I'll bring it up because in my area, we used to have a rail line that ran through West Ashley, almost to the right to downtown Toronto, and right to the boating docks, and it was called the Krogan Branch. It was a branch line that got 2 trains per day. The dumb NIMBYs on Kiwa, they brought up tax prices for any business that used rail in West Ashley, even on Johns Island. They literally caused the people to quit using rail because they couldn't pay the taxes anymore. So they had to quit using rail, and then after the line went abandoned back in 1982, the NIMBY come in and they signed people up to tear up the track and put a bike trail right there. Same with Johns Island. And what happened is that crime went through the roof in the area where the track used to be. Like literally, same with Johns Island in the area where the place that was served by rail on Johns Island did too. And it was because of a bunch of NIMBYs, you know, who control everything from Kiwa, who control Charleston, you know?
Excuse me.
Oh, my wife is in the room.
It's so bad in the city of Manchester, honestly. It is horrific.
Excuse me.
Like,
people that are in the city, crime, it is in friggin' shame.
Like, let me be honest, the people who run Charleston, all of them live on Kiwa, where all the rich people live. Like, none of them live in downtown Charleston. None of them live in the less fortunate areas of Charleston, you know? Most of them are big.
I hate about where I live when it comes to rail service. There's about maybe 2 or 3 trains that run there per week, and what remains of one of the 2 rail yards that's still there. The amount of homeless people that crawl around there makes me sick.
Tell me about it. Like, here's something else that you might find crooked. That reason why I despise Kiwa and the people who live on there. Back in the 1970s, Amtrak, when it was formed in 1971, had planned to do commuter rail service out of downtown Charlton at the Charlton Union Station. They had planned to run trains from Charlton to Columbia, South Carolina, and Charlton to Savannah, Georgia, and vice versa. But when the people on Kiva got rid of it, they started freaking out, and the people who run Carta and Greyhounds down here in our area, they freaked out too, so they all collabed together and got someone to burn the Union Station down to the ground. They paid the governor at the time to deny Amtrak from rebuilding it, and they forced him to build the Amtrak station, or technically what they call it, Amtrak, in North Charlton, the ghetto area of Charleston. So they burnt down the station, and what they put in its place proved how dirty the bus company and some of the companies are. They literally put a bus station right on top of where the old Union Station used to be. That.
Up in Portland, Maine, where the old Boston, Maine Union Station was, I think there are 2 train stations in Portland, Maine. One for the Maine Central and one for the Boston and Maine. The one for the Maine Central got torn down, and the one for the Boston and Maine that also got torn down. What's in its places is just disgusting.
Mm-hmm. I've seen.
One is a shopping where the old Maine Central station was. Is the old shop is a shopping plaza where the old Boston and Maine Union Station was. That is now the Portland Mall.
I heard how bad that from a friend who moved from Maine. He told me that one place you do not go because a lot of people there are pretty bad. Am I right?
I go to Portland sometimes, and usually with my dad who grew up in the area of Portland, Maine, and I mean the rail yard in South Portland is nice, and the seacoast in Portland is nice, but what they're doing now, there used to be an old Maine the Grand Trunk Western Swing Bridge that got burned in 1986.
And I know for a fact
they are tearing that down as we speak. And the old Boston, Maine, the old B&M Baked Bean Company, they closed its doors and are turning them into condos.
That right there, dumb. The condos, I'm just saying, are a big waste of time. Am I right?
It is piss awful. Honestly, it sucks.
Yeah, like I know that where the main 2-foot main narrow gauge used to work at. Like I know that they used to have street running from the swing bridge all the way up until where it connect right back up to the main line. Am I right?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, they did.
And
years ago.
Yeah, and
last time I ever ran it, when I rode on it, that's what they did back in the early 2000s.
Well, the narrow gauge is still there. Like it's not going anywhere.
They moved it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, very recently.
Well, I guess they're turning that track into a freaking trail.
Where the main narrow gauge is.
Yeah.
It ends right where the swing bridge starts, and it goes as far south. Let me pull it up because I was.
It goes far south at that where that interchange is on that line, but I know for a fact before that 2-foot gauge went there had been a standard gauge railroad, you know?
Yeah,
the main
narrow gauges. That used to be the old Grand Trunk Western line.
And they ended service around the 1986 when the bridge was burnt down. I did a little digging when I was talking to my friend and found out that the bridge was burnt down by arson, you know?
What my dad told me was that the gears in the mechanism for this swing bridge caught fire.
Bridges like that, they don't catch fire by that, trust me. It's very hard to impossible. Because there are a lot of factor in, but a friend told me that before his grandpa died, he said the night that bridge caught on fire, he'd seen someone with a matchbox, you know, like one of those matchbox, walking over the bridge, and he'd think that they would just trespass and trying to get to the other side. And he was just a normal person, and about an hour later, the bridge was set up in flames. And
I know my dad was talking to me about that, and he still doesn't know how it caught fire. Now I know why.
Yeah, arson. And rumor saying the person who set it on fire might have been working for one of the trucking companies in the area.
Now that's dirty.
Yeah. And they had a little bit of money for, you know, the people who run the governor's seat up there. Because I know for a fact they got denied to rebuild the bridge. They literally got denied it. Like, literally, when you have money and you give it to people, they will deliberately deny something from being rebuilt just to put the competition in that place, you know?
Oh, I know.
Like, heck, that what happened to the Union State in here in Charleston because there are big bus station right in the middle of it. If you look where the College of Charleston is and the big bus station, or at least internet back on. Like, dude, it did cut out there for a minute. Dude, I'm about to have a Dane because the internet went out there for a minute. You know? But I'm just saying this. The competition will do dirty and they'll pay anybody.
Oh, I know.
Like to stop it, you know? Like, I'm just gonna bring it up. Back in the 50s when the Interstate Act was commissioned, and you remember when the Interstate Act was commissioned back in the 1950s?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know where all that money came from? It did not come from the government. It did not came from a citizen. It was deliberately taken from the railroads. They literally took money from the railroad to build highway and airports, giving it to the competition. And funny thing is that the railroad, they were so heavily restricted, like they restricted railroads back in the day. And it nearly killed off our passenger rail system until Amtrak came in 1971, you know?
Oh, that's why everything was... Oh,
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, passenger rail did not die from the automobile or the airlines. Because, let's be honest, the airlines, they're actually not profitable. They get their money from the government. Most people don't know that. Did you know that?
No, and there's an airport that's like 5-10 minutes from my house.
And you know, funny thing is, railroads, they can sustain themselves. Like, they don't need subsidy from the government. Like, they are sustainable. And they can make their own money. But get what two mode of transportation that have to have subsidy from the government that are not sustainable. Get what two?
Highways and airport?
Bingo, the airlines. And funny thing is, the airlines know this. So anything that involves partner rail in the US, they will try to squash it because they know if it make a foothold, it's game over. You know? Because do you know how most airlines make most of their money? Do you know how, man? Short haul flights. You know what?
Not long haul.
No, they make most of their money on short haul flight, where ironically, where high speed rail and commuter rail can actually beat them at. Because the weak spot for high speed rail is from 200 to 800 miles. Like, it's crazy. Like, the thing about it, Orlando to Miami, that right there is a corridor. And that will be up and running. Like, they'll be having full-on high-speed train from Miami to Orlando next year, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Brightline, you heard about them?
Yeah, I did.
Like, their train...
The railroads are going to be in the airlines are going to be in
deep trouble with that because... Oh, yeah, because that is a major route for them, and that a moneymaker. That'll be a big blow because, let's be honest.
I have a keen feeling the airlines are going to try to undercut the railroad at any time they can.
Oh, yeah. My friend Dimitri, he went undercover, and he actually recorded a flight attendant telling them that they're going to give them prices on transferring them from plane to train. He literally said that. The flight attendant, like, on video. I can send you the videos later on, and it'll blow your mind on how dirty the airlines are. Like,
I'm surprised the airlines haven't been sued yet.
Well, there is an investigation going on right now about the collusion that the airline been doing and getting money from the government. Like, the airline, they're right now in a heap load of trouble, and they're being investigated. And here, Jane, I'm bringing it up. Have you ever heard of Texas Triangle or the Texas TVE?
Yes.
You know, back in the 80s, they were planning to do high-speed trains from Houston, Dallas, and Fort Worth. But that never happened. Do you know why? The airline and the oil companies in that area, they literally cahooted and literally got it shut down before it even got started. Like, they literally squashed it. But
they knew if the railroad started, they would shut the airline down.
Oh, yeah. And the airline, they know what happened in Asia and Europe can happen here in the U.S. because, funny thing is, they said the train cannot do what they can in Europe, but we've been doing that for a long time. It wasn't until the 50s when we had that one dumbass president in office, Dwight Eisenhower, if you know what I mean. The one who did the Interstate Act.
Right.
I brand him as the worst president because that's when our downfall began as a country. You know? That's when our downfall began because he used the Red Scare as a way to build the interstates. And airline. And the airlines and the highway companies, they know it. And GM. And I'm going to bring that up. Have you ever heard of the GM streetcar scandal?
The GM freight car scandal?
No, streetcar scandal.
Oh, no, I don't think I have.
All right, back between the 30s all the way up until the 60s, GM literally bought all the streetcar system in the United States, almost all of them. They tore them up and they replaced them with buses. GM Ford, all the car company what involved in this. They all was. You know? They literally tore up that and forced the buses on people.
Even though the trolleys and streetcars would do
a lot better than the buses.
Much better job.
Like, Jane, we had streetcars here in Charleston. Like, you were able to take a cable car or a streetcar from downtown all the way to Somerville and vice versa. James to Johns Island, and did it all the way up until the 1950s.
Yeah, I know. Near where I live, there used to be a trolley line that went from Pine Island all the way to, I don't know where it went, but I have no idea. No, one end was Pine Island. I don't remember where the other end was, but where the Manchester and Lawrence line was, south of the airport in Londonderry, it ran parallel with the trolley line.
Mm-hmm. I know that. And
yeah, there's a small railroad there where the trolley used to run. There's a small railroad bridge that I've always wanted to try and jump, but I don't think it would go very well.
I know. Now, here's something else I'm going to bring up why the airlines are dirty. Back in 2014, like Brightline already running their train from Miami to Palm Beach. Pete, that service been running for about a couple of years now, you know?
Right.
But Jane is that, and where I'd say the dirty part was that the airlines in that area. Have you ever heard the name Kurt Ramble, the CEO, the retired CPO of United Airlines?
Yeah.
Back in 2015, between 2013 and 2015, he funded an anti-rail group called Not All Aboard Florida. He sent over $1 million to them to try to stop Brightline from getting off the ground. He literally did that because he knew when Brightline get to Orlando, once they get that part done with phase 2, he know when they get that done, it'll be audio short haul flights from Miami to Orlando, and that would be a big hit to money making in that area. And Grit Ramble make a lot of money, so he funds the anti-rail group that the NIMBYs are a part of just for what he does, you know? With it dirty in itself. That right there is a big scandal. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
And doing that to a railroad just because you don't want to intervene with your transportation or like your gravy train because it's a competition is wrong, you know? Now, here's something. When he did that, it failed. Like, they literally failed. Because Brightline won, and they finally got their stuff built. And phase 2, the trains will be up and running by the beginning of next year. Probably before Christmas of this year, if they get ahead of time. Because they're actually ahead of time in phase 2 from Palm Beach to Orlando, you know?
Yep.
They're 80% complete. That right there is mind-boggling that they're almost that far done, you know?
Yep.
And here, funny thing, they're already planning for phase 3. They're about to get approved next week. Phase 3 from Orlando to Tampa. Or not Tampa. Yeah, it's Tampa. One on the Gulf Coast. Am I right? Or wait. Yeah, it is. Or what? Let me check. I have not been on Google Maps in a while since then, but I know it wanted them, Let me zoom out. I'm on my phone looking at Google Maps on there. Yeah, at Tampa. I'm right, Tampa. Phase 3 from Tampa about to get approved. Meaning we'll be seeing high-speed rail from there in the future, So that's going to be interesting. Speaking of that, they're about to have high-speed rail. They're about to start working on high-speed rail from Atlanta, Georgia to Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's another big hub, I know for a fact the airlines are going to fight against that because that's going to be another big hit in itself. You know what I mean? Because the airlines have big short-haul flight area right there. So that's going to be another big hit. Hey, you still...
Yeah. It's not going to end well.
Heck, and with what's going on in Florida, our state are starting to look at it and say, hey, it could work, Like, our states are going to be seeing what is going on in Florida and want it,
Yeah, it's not gonna end well.
Not going to end well for the airline because their demise are already happening. COVID would wanted the big factor in this. You know what I mean? Oh, speaking of that, we have a guest who worked for Steeman that is coming on the live stream too. So if you want to ask any question when I invite him in, feel free to, man.
Okay.
Because he did get off of work and he'll be in right now. Or not right now, in about 8 minutes, But the thing is that with Amtrak doing all this with their, dual mode chargers, the new one that will be coming out in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Didn't mean any P42 we catch on the A line anywhere up on northeast down to the south. It's going to be harder to catch. So we better catch those days before they're gone.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to say about that because I know that they're going to be out in the Midwest, They're probably going to make their final stand out in the Midwest or, like commuter rails are going to buy them up. And speaking of that, Via Rail actually buying some of them too. Some of Amtrak old units.
Yeah.
So it's either that you go out to the Midwest or find like a commuter rail that still runs them, or you go up to Canada. Am I right? So
I wouldn't be surprised if the MBTA buys some P42s from Amtrak.
I know a couple of commuter rail systems up there bought some. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember, what did that one railroad that it called that bought them? I know, what is the name of that one railroad that run them up there?
Because the Railroad of New Jersey, the New Jersey Transit?
I know New Jersey Transit does, but I also know there's another one near Boston. I know Tri-Rail is going to try to get some, but I know there's another smaller commuter rail that go through Connecticut. Connecticut actually started doing its own commuter rail, It's the one with the big black and red locomotive, the big black, white and red locomotives.
Connecticut Rail?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Mm-hmm. And I know
they operate a lot of old Amtrak P40s.
They're probably going to be ordering more once G-Tuckers come out. Am I right?
Yeah, most likely the MBTA, New Jersey Transit, and Connecticut Commuter Rail. Those three
also
are gonna get the old P42s.
I also know a lot
it.
of smaller commuter rails in across the U.S. would probably get them. Heck, probably in Arizona too. You know, like the Roadrunner there in New Mexico, they're probably going to try to buy some. Heck, if Phoenix get it acted there and bring commuter rail to an area, they're probably going to buy some. You know.
Oh yeah.
Because commuter rail is actually making a comeback. Heck, probably even Utah. You know. Salt Lake City, Utah, they're probably going to buy them because they got commuter rail that have exploded left and right. And they finally got approved for the new Union Station, but it's going to be humongous. And it's going to be underground. Like, yeah. The new Union Station that they're going to be building in Utah, or like they're in Salt Lake City, that's ain't going to be big. It's going to be able to operate about good for a city that big, you know?
Right.
And thing is, I know for a fact that they're probably eventually going to go over to get an electric locomotive because they've been talking about converting to do electric. And I know for a fact if they want to extend farther out for their commuter rail, where they are not able to do electrified yet, it would be the best stopgap for them, you know? Heck,
yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I know some of the short lines up in Maine, you know, if I'm to think about it, if Maine decide to want to do commuter rail or like connect all the small towns up with a commuter rail system or a patent rail system, it would be the best time to patent rail across Maine, you know? Because Maine does need it. Let's be honest. Maine does need it. Because
I mean, they got a few train stations, but it's all along the coast.
I know, but let's be honest. Maine got dealt a bad hand. Am I right? They got dealt a bad hand. Like
they got absolutely screwed.
And what I'm going to bring up about the Mountain Division, like if the government get the act together and just help up there and rebuild that, and rebuild the line from the city, like Portland City, all up into Vermont, because the line originally went all the way to Vermont, you know?
Yeah, I know. It went from Portland, Maine, all the way to St. Johnsbury, Vermont.
If they rebuild that line and do commuter rail, like patent rail, it could bring a big boost to that area. I did the math, and it's feasible. You know, it actually is feasible. You did gotta have a lot of backing, you know.
Even though CSX is not gonna
work
bring the Mountain Division back.
Now, if Amtrak asks CSX politely and get some of the senators and stuff involved in that area and some of the hotels, maybe a lot of companies combined would probably be able to, you know?
Who knows? Maybe.
Because as
time goes by, maybe they can. If not, oh well. Because a bunch of stations would have to be built in between Portland and St. Johnsbury.
Because I know a lot of railroads are rebuilding their lines, you know? All right. Hey, our guest is coming on. Let me invite him. Let me invite our guest. Well, he should be on right now. All right, 1 minute. All right, one. All right, I'm about to add him to 1 minute. Let me. Oh, 1 minute, man. I'm going to invite you to the group chat.
Okay.
All right, I'm about to invite him. Just gotta find. him, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Because I know you're probably going to ask, all right. All right, come on, get the invite. All right. He should be coming in. All right. All right, Amen, you there?
Yes, hello.
All right. So
Glad to be on here.
I was talking with someone else while waiting on you, and I think we got a good on thing. Like, you gonna talk about the dual modes?
I can try to get as much information on those as I can. Just shoot some questions.
Like, what I'm going to bring that up. What lines that Amtrak are going to use the dual modes on? Because I know they're going to be long distance dual mode locomotives.
So, the dual modes will be used on the Northeast regional trains that leave the Northeast corridor. They should be used on the Carolinian, the Palmetto.
With the Palmetto go by my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I see it every day. It's PO90 and PO89.
The Silver Meteor is going to just use the regular chargers.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Oh, yes.
So that's going to be interesting. Our friend our friend that I got on here, he actually lived up near Maine where the Vermonter is. You want to ask him about that?
Yeah. Is it true that the Vermonter is supposed to get those dual modes as well? I believe so. Wait, does the Vermonter run under the Northeast corridor? Yes. All right, then it'll get the modes.
Because if I'm right, there's another area that would probably get the dual mode too, like Chicago, you know? Because they got electrified system.
So the only ones that will get the dual modes are the trains that will run with the Charger and Venture train sets. So, like, the ones like the Silver Meteor, the Silver Star, and the Capital Limited, and other ones that run out of DC, they will not get the dual mode chargers. They're just going to run with the regular ones. Those will have to power swap in DC, like what they normally do. And the reason for that is the dual mode chargers are going to be paired up with the Venture train sets. Basically, it's just a full train set of the Siemens Mobility Venture cars, and that's what it's going to be paired up with. And the reason that it cannot be used with other cars like the Am fleets and the Superliners is the reason for that is on the Venture cars there will be a Venture car, like a passenger car, that will have the pantograph for the Charger. It's not actually going to be on the locomotive itself. So that's why it can only be used with the Ventures.
Like I know for a fact that the P-42, they're going to start going away like nothing after D-chains are coming into service, you know?
Oh yeah.
So for anybody who want to catch them while they're still on Amtrak, they better go ahead and start catching them, you know?
Well, the P-42s won't be completely phased out until 2029, 2030-ish, from what I'm hearing from Amtrak.
So,
well, I know Amtrak is still using all that 40 PHs. Yeah.
And I know for a fact some of the P-42s, some of them will be relegated to some of the less known commuter rail system, you know, like some of the less known ones.
Yeah, like the shuttle service that's supposed to open up, that's supposed to operate in between Boston, Massachusetts, and Concord, New Hampshire. Yeah.
Like, I know that, and I noted that there are a lot of routes that they are going to probably be doing with the extra locomotive that they get, you know? Because I know for a fact they're going to we keep on using them until they either break down or they go bad, you know?
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that some of the other ones are going to go for lesser commuter rail systems. Like some of the old P42. Some of them are going to go to lower commuter rail systems. So, and some of them are probably going to go to via rail too.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, because they're probably going to try to get some of the nudes up.
If they're looking to replace their F40PHs, that is a possibility. Now, I don't know about this stuff because I work for Siemens Mobility, so I only know about the Amtrak and Siemens specifically.
Hey, what about the Avail Liberty? Because I know they're supposed to start running sometime later on toward the end of this year, next year,
That is not Siemens, so I really couldn't tell you.
Oh, it not?
That's Alstom.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
But
Any other questions?
What about Express West? Because I know that they're probably going to be ordering some once they get their line build,
Yeah, we're working with them for some Siemens train sets.
Hey, do you have a Discord, by the way?
I'm sorry, I do not.
You need to make one and join the American Rail Club on there, because Dimitri, he do this up on his YouTube channel on live stream, and he talk about all stuff about high speed and rail in the US.
Interesting. I'll look into that.
I can send you a link to the Discord server for you later on after the live stream.
All right.
But thing is, like, rail is making a comeback here in the US, like commuter rail and all of that. Am I right? It making a comeback, and I know there are a lot of other companies that do not like that. Like Greyhound, the airlines, they don't like it because they don't want the competition,
We've actually been at Siemens, we've actually been blackmailed by some airlines trying to stop us because of our high-speed trains, which are...
I knew it.
Going on.
I should send you the link to Demetrius YouTube channel, and you should watch some of his video on it. I should show you some of them. It'll blow your mind on how dirty the airlines are.
Wow.
Heck, I'm just going to bring that up. You know how you guys send the new high-speed locomotive down to Florida for Brightline, the Cheeman Chargers? Back in 2013 and 2014, a retired CEO of United Airlines, Crit Ramble, I can't say his name properly, he actually paid over $1 million to fund an anti-rail group called Not All Aboard Florida.
Wow.
He literally said that. And reason why, because the airline, they really don't make money. They have to get money from the government. And Zane is the only way that they make their money is by short haul flights. Like, from Orlando to Miami, with a weak spot for high speed rail.
Yeah.
And the airlines are scared of that because they know when high speed rail come in, it's going to really screw up their business from Miami to Orlando. It will be a big hit right there.
Oh, yeah.
And once they get phase 3 done, with their outreach going, they just got approved for phase 3 2 days ago.
Yep. We're gonna have to be rolling out more train sets for them to get phase 3 complete. Yeah,
because phase 3 they're going to start building probably next year or year after that. And
that's going to be the 125-mile-an-hour line.
And that's the line that the airlines are probably going to be freaking out, because that will be another big hit from Miami, not Miami, but from Tampa to Orlando.
Oh yeah.
And funny thing is, with them planning to build a Disney World station, that's going to be even more of a bigger hit.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's be honest, the airline, they're scared right now because there were fear of coming to life, because what happened in Europe and in Asia, it happened in here. It will kill off their short haul flight with how they make most of their money.
Oh, yeah.
Because they really don't make it from long-distance flight. They make it mostly from short-haul flight or from money from the government. And here, so I'm just going to bring up, like, you know how you told me that the airline blackmailed and threatened Steeman?
We've actually been sued by American Airlines.
Because they're scared. They're panic mode right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could bring that up with Demo because he would love to hear all this. Because it would prove.
It started and it ain't gonna end anytime soon. Yes.
Like,
all right, any more questions? If not, I have an exciting announcement to make.
Oh, yeah. Like, do you guys have planned to do the auto train, like one for the auto train?
Yes, we are. Pretty soon, hopefully, the Chargers should be going into service on auto train. So it's going to be the first East Coast route for them.
So the auto train will be the first East Coast route for them. Oh.
Yes, correct.
Oh, everybody going to go bunkers about that in the rail fan community.
Yes. I have another question. Shoot. I don't think this is going to happen, but do you think the ALC 42s would run the Amtrak down Easter from time to time? When the P42s are phased out, they will take over the down Easter. Oh, cool. Yes. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure of this. I might have to get back to y'all on this, but I'm hearing the down Easter should be getting the Siemens train sets with the venture cars and a cab car.
That going to be interesting because I know that with them going to be running them on the Palmetto and the other trains, that we're going to be seeing cab cars at the front locomotive coming from some place, meaning the turnaround in Tampa and Miami won't be needed anymore, meaning they won't be turning around anymore, you know?
Yep.
Meaning it'll be.
My question is, when would they bring those suckers to the down Easter? So I'm not sure I can't give you exacts, but in 2026 we're going to start delivering the venture train sets to Amtrak, and that delivery will go all the way through 2029. So somewhere in that window you should start seeing them on the down Easter.
Well,
sweet.
And I'm just going to bring it up. Like, I talked to the everyone on top about it, but you know how people say that Patton Rail almost died in the country because of cars and the airline? Have anybody ever told you that?
I've heard.
It's actually not true. Patton Rail in the country did not die from the automobile or the airplane. It was because of
from the government.
Yeah. The government forcibly took money from the railroad back in the 50s when the Interstate Act was commissioned and gave it to the airlines and the highways. And the railroad, they were heavily restricted, which led up to the Pan Am collapse of the 1970s, you know? Or Pan Central. It was the combination of both.
All right, well, I don't have much longer. I might have to wrap this up soon, but I do have an announcement. If you're interested.
Oh yeah, we're interested.
All right, so this is going to be shocking, but it's not officially announced, but it will be announced within a couple months. But Siemens is starting work on a freight locomotive variant of the SC-44.
Oh, that big.
Oh, wow.
Is it going to be dual mode or fully diesel?
It's going to be fully diesel, and it's going to be called the SLF-44.
That going to be crazy.
Yes, and we already have orders for it to add on to that.
So who are the orders for?
We have orders from CSX and Amtrak. So we have an order for 5 units from Amtrak, and those will replace the Dash 8s. And then an order for 20 from CSX.
the 20 per CXX are probably going to be on high priority trains like the intermodals.
Yes. Do you have any high priority intermodals running by you?
Yeah, IO32, IO38, IO37. We got 4 intermodal trains, 2 of them from New Jersey, which are IO31 and IO32. We got IO38 and IO37, which are from North Carolina.
Yeah, those should get them. Those are going to be very high.
There are some high priority intermodal trains that run through to Worcester, Massachusetts.
Interesting. And they will all have DPU capabilities.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be crazy seeing this coming in the next couple of years, you know?
Oh, yeah. We're also, Union Pacific has signed a letter of intent to purchase. We're not sure exactly how many they're purchased, but Union Pacific also intends to purchase some of these units.
That gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna lie. That gonna be interesting, knowing that CXX and Union Pacific are going to do this. I know Union Pacific is going to try to do electric, battery operated locomotive too, and hydrogen. Is what I hear.
Yes. So that's gonna be something else. Union Pacific has ordered 10 of our battery. So we have a battery variant of this Siemens frame, that SLF 44. We have a battery variant which is 100% electric, and they have already ordered 10 of them.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be interesting to hear, because you might want to tell this to Demo or Dimitri on his live stream when he started his live stream, because a lot of people are going to freak about this, you know.
Oh yeah, it's a massive announcement.
Because this is big. I'm not gonna lie, this is big.
We're getting a lot of interest from other railroads right now.
Now I know eventually, because they are talking about doing electrification of freight railroads in the U.S. too, like bringing it back. I know you guys are probably going to be the one to step on that first thing.
Oh yeah, I really wouldn't be saying, but the S44-2 is going to be fully electric with a pantograph.
So, can you say that again, because it cut out on me there for a minute.
Same. We're going to be doing another variant of the Siemens. Have a pantograph on it.
It did it again, man.
It's going to be. We are looking for it to be used by CSX on the Northeast Corridor, because they run a few Northeast Corridor trains.
So can you say the name again? Because it did cut out again when you said the name of the locomotive.
So the basic one is the SLF-44, and the SLF-44B will be the battery variant, and the SLF-44E will be the electric one, which will use a pantograph.
Meaning that would be something that Norfolk Southern are going to try to use too, because they do operate electric too.
Yes, we're getting some interest from them. We're actually working on signing a deal. The basic variant, diesel variant of the Charger will start to roll out in 2023, so next year. The battery variant following year, and the electric variant also in 2024.
I know for a fact that's going to be big, because I know you guys are probably going to have to build a whole new plant or buy an existing plant to build on, because you're going to need a bigger plant.
We're actually looking at building a plant in Charleston, South Carolina.
Are you serious?
That will be for the Siemens freight locomotive.
You know, that actually where I live, so that's going to be right on my doorsteps.
Nice. Yeah, we're looking. There's this land we're looking at purchasing. It's a little bit south of Charleston.
South of Charleston. Is it near Ravenel?
Let me check back on that. Ravenel rings a bell.
Because that's where I live.
Oh yes, Ravenel. That is where we're going to be building our factory.
So that's going to be crazy, because that's going to be right down the road from me.
Wow.
So
yeah, we're gonna be building a massive factory producing all of the freight locomotives there in Ravenel.
well,
So we're getting some really exclusive shit.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna start construction January of next year.
Like, I know what the property right there you guys are talking about. You've been served by rail back in the day, all the way up until the 90s. And it's a big plot of land. It's big.
Oh yeah, it is massive. We're gonna have a massive factory. We're gonna be rolling out hundreds of these locomotives a year.
Because I know
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm
actually gonna get transferred there, so I'll be moving down to
Heck,
that area.
you might be seeing me because you did buy a plate down in Ravenel where I live, because it actually pretty nice down here.
Interesting. Yeah, right now I live in Florida, California.
Yeah, I could tell because it took you a bit to get home from traffic. Like, I know
Traffic
because
sucks here.
I
It's terrible.
like it kind of figured because you got off like it right now about 5 in your area. Am I right?
Yes, correct. I got off around 4.
That explains everything.
I got off nice early today.
Like, traffic's there. Heck, you might want to get some photo to the group where we can see what they're working on. You know?
I can find you a photo of the. I have some renders of the Siemens freight locomotives that I can send to the group, and I also have a overhead image of the plot of land where we're going to be building our factory.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be interesting. Go ahead and send it to me in Messenger.
All right. I'll get to that. I gotta eat dinner. I'll get to that
in a bit.
So.
But yeah, that's gonna be interesting because that'll be right by where I live, because I live right by the train tracks, right by the Charleston sub.
Oh, what street do you live on, if you don't mind sharing that?
6042 Millard Street.
Millard Street, correct?
Yes. Like,
interesting. Let me check the address of where we're going to be building this, and I'll see if it's close to you.
Because we have like one business here that is still served by rail, and that a fertilizer plant.
Interesting.
So it's gonna be big job for our Charleston too, because Jane, I know for a fact we already got a Volvo plant in Charleston.
Yeah.
That your dog?
So, how do you spell the name of your street again? I'm looking to see if it's near
Millard Street. Oh, let me bring it up. It's 6042 Millard Street.
Okay.
6042 Millard Street. Oh, my wife in the room. My wife's Filipino. What type of dog do you have?
She's a beagle.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, yeah. 6042 Millard Street, Ravenel, South Carolina.
Okay, so you know how you know Drayton Street?
Yes.
So at the end of Drayton Street, so on the other side of where it ends, it's on the other side of Salters Hill Road. On the other side of there, by the A line, that's where we're going to be building our factory.
So right where Drayton Street is.
Yeah, I believe that's like only 2 or 3 blocks from you.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be on our doorstep right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be massive operation, massive.
Because I know the reason why. Because Ravenel is set in a prestigious place.
Oh, very.
It gonna be down south, like south from Ravenel.
Oh yeah. All right. I
Drayton
gotta go.
Street.
Thanks for having me.
I know, but it's big.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people in Charlton who are rail fans are going to freak out about this? A lot.
Start spreading the news. Start telling people.
I know, but go ahead and send me some photos and stuff, because everybody going to think I'm faking this, but you might want to go ahead and send them to me before I can show everybody, because a lot of people here in Charlton are going to be freaking out. Heck, did it big for Ravenel, meaning it will be bringing in big business for us. You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta go. Thanks for having me.
All right, later, man.
Later.
All right, have a good dinner. Dude, what do you think of that? Is that crazy or what?
Oh my God. This is these South Carolina farmers are gonna flip their lids.
Dude, I did put 2 rail fanning videos today after a month. Like I took a break from rail fanning for over a month, or technically not a break. Well, low on energy, but I just got done doing 2 rail fanning videos today, and we had a form BNSF power on one of the trains.
Oh, that's cool. I have about like maybe 40 minutes worth of videos on my phone or my laptop. I gotta get everything downloaded,
dude,
so that I can create, like, post videos onto my YouTube channel.
I use my phone. This thing can pick up up to 100p. You know, it's pretty good for what it is. I get good video on this phone, and had this phone since 2018. You know.
Right.
And I also have a camera.
A shameless self-promo.
Oh, you can. Just send me the link to your YouTube channel, and I can put it in chat real quick, you know?
Okay.
But you might want to talk about this up on your YouTube channel, too. This is going to go crazy. You know? Like, this is going to go crazy. And that I'm not joking about. Oh, dude, look at that meme right here. Let me pull it out. Read it.
Hang on, let me...
Or no, let me send it to you. Because you're going to laugh because it's so true.
Okay, I sent the link to my YouTube channel, put it in the chat, because I would like to get subscribers.
Alright. Let me do that real quick, and then I will, go to send you the meme that I'm talking about, because you're going to laugh at it. You know?
Oh, yeah, I know.
But it's about how gas prices are going up. Right, go to my...
gas prices get any higher, we have better luck snorting a lot of cocaine and just running everywhere.
But yeah, it did crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Sound truthful, you're right about that.
And it's gonna be cheaper.
But alright, I just sent you the meme in chat. You're gonna laugh at it. Read this. Like read it real quick. You're gonna laugh at this.
Oh God. Wow.
But are you part of the American Rail Club Discord?
Are you talking about the underground cesspool? Oh wait, no, that's Twitter.
No. The American Rail Club is Discord, and they also got their own YouTube channel. I'm friends with the guy on Facebook. His name is Demetrius. He a good guy. He a big supporter on high-speed rail. He was one who did a video going under why airlines they hate high-speed rail. But it's crazy, it's crazy, man. If they're going to build a Siemens mobility plant here in Ravenel, that's going to be big for Ravenel.
Well, like I said, these South Carolina homers are gonna flip their shit.
Heck, I live in South Carolina. I'm probably going to be one of them. You know?
I've never been to South Carolina, and I want to go.
Didn't know there is a couple of foamers here are toxic, and one of them is Distant Signal, aka Thomas. Have you ever heard of Distant Signal?
I know someone by the name of Thomas Suzuko.
Yeah, that him. One that lived here in South Carolina. You heard about his name?
Oh yeah, he and I talk sometimes.
You know he one who run the YouTube channel Distant Signal.
I did not know he was a toxic homer.
He can be sometimes, but he's still a good person, you know. He can't.
People are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people can be toxic in a good way. Am I right?
Yeah, then there are people that are toxic just to be toxic.
Oh, I know. Also, you heard name Jason?
Yep.
He run the YouTube channel Official King Street Rail Fan.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Tom in chat talking.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay.
Or at least Limited Queer Production. My bad. His YouTube channel is Limited Queer Production. I got it mixed up with another YouTube channel, but his YouTube channel is Limited Queer Productions. Which he rail fanned the NS line, but it's crazy that they're actually going to be building a Siemens mobility plant here in Ravenel. That is crazy. Siemens mobility plant, meaning they'll be building a locomotive right on my doorstep of where I live.
Yeah, right in your backyard.
Tell me about it. I just gotta wait on him to send me those photos. But it's just crazy, man, you know? Like, for Ravenel, like, let's be honest, Ravenel is a little run down right now. Business like this will make our town boom. And if they're going to break ground next year, they're going to be big for Ravenel, meaning there are going to be a lot of jobs. Heck, I might get my stepdad to do a job. Heck, I might try to do part-time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, heck, it did happen. I might just retire from Walmart because I do work part-time at Walmart, but I can't do full-time. I cannot. So I might, try to work at Siemens Mobility if they do break ground. Because that was crazy with him coming on board and talking about it, because this is a big game changer. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Like, mind blowing. Am I right?
Yeah, I might just leave the call because I gotta do a bunch of stuff.
All right, well, later, man. Heck, I got to get ready to call it a day in a couple of minutes anyway.
Oh, see you around.
Hey, see you around. Talk to you at the next live stream.
If I have time, yeah.
All right, later, man.
Later.
All right, that is some crazy news. If you guys been witnessing all the way through the live stream, he confirmed something crazy about to happen. And with it being in Ravenel, like, I knew that there was a plot of land for sale that was that big. It kind of figured that some big company bought it. Like that big piece of land that is here in Ravenel. That is crazy. And I mean crazy. Well, let me check if the Palmetto is coming, because I'm talking about PO89. Or it probably still shut down because of that derailment that Norfolk Southern did. But my God, all the stuff he said is totally bonkers and crazy. This is big. Speaking of that.
Oh. Revenue. CSAP 3118.
Oh. Yep. Got a train going by. If you guys hear from Scanner. If you guys heard that was from the Scanner. That was Q410 going by. Q410 is going by right now. So that's it crazy, but it's big because it did true that they're actually doing it, and what he said did right here is a big game changer. And I'm gonna have someone coming from California that work for Siemens, so maybe get an actual get and some people live on here. So it's gonna be crazy in itself. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it is big, and I mean big. Like, and with it going right down on Drainage Street down the road, on the other side, like I kind of figured that big piece of land, what some big company bought it. So with him confirming something that I had an itching feeling for, that's it make it even more crazy, but true. Like, I'm going to hopefully see if he could send me the coordinate and all the later. Oh, so if you guys want to see one of the new locomotives, here it is. So yeah, he is telling the truth. And it going to the G&W with Genesee in Wyoming. Yep, I knew right there. Here and where. Like, that's going to be big, you know? That means we're going to have more trains coming through Ravenel. Like, I knew that there were people out there surveying the land. Like, for the last couple of weeks to a month, we had people surveying the land. And what this is true. So this is mind-boggling. Mind-fucking-boggling. So, yeah, I'm going to send the pictures to everybody because this is mind-boggling. Like, because this is crazy. So, this is crazy in a way. So, the locomotive, the SLF 44. So this is crazy. So, and with that photo, that is mind-boggling. with what he is saying. So, with it being the first steaming locomotive, so steaming mobility is planning to build a plant here in Charleston. I've detected some of the guys. One minute. Is planning to build a plant here in Charleston. Because it is crazy. I mean, it would be right on my doorstep. Right here. Like, it's going to be right down there at the end of Drayton Street. Like, right behind the church. That's going to be bunkers. Oh, I got the photos, man. That's it crazy. Like,
Are you still alive?
yeah, I'm still alive.
Okay, I just got a call, and I'm sorry to inform you, but I've just been informed that we're calling off the Raphael play.
Oh, you're joking. I knew it was a prank. I knew it was a prank, man.
No, it was a plan. We've just decided that Charlotte, North Carolina is a better option for us.
It kind of figured, you know? Kind of figured that.
Yeah. We've been, like you said, we have been out surveying and planning it out, but it looks like the problem is that we don't have enough land.
Well, kind of figured because you also got a little swamp right there in the back, too.
That's what's holding us up from doing it, is that swamp. Because it is swampland, we cannot build on it.
Yeah, because that probably is protected ground anyway, you know?
That's why not protected ground.
I kind of see... I'll be honest, I kind of see something like that happening, you know?
Yeah, we still are going to build some offices there, but we're not doing any production.
I know, but it's going to be interesting seeing it. Like, everybody already seen the one of you guys sitting in Genesee and Wyoming.
I'll get you some photos of the first CSX one pretty soon. It's rolling out of paint shops tomorrow, actually.
Oh, wow. Heck.
Yeah, it's going to be in the Baltimore and Ohio livery.
All right, everybody been wanting a heritage unit from Norfolk Southern. I get they're finally going to get one.
Well, I gotta go.
All right, later, man. Well, you did heard it from him. That wasn't under surprise. They're actually doing a Baltimore and Ohio heritage unit for not Norfolk Southern, but CXX. They wanted to do one. Not going to be crazy. Just like Amtrak is doing some heritage units. Need more proof.
Ooh.
All right. But
Sorry,
but
guys.
now that they give that call out, that means the Troughton one is out of the window.
David, I look like I'm on live stream.
You are, Val.
Yeah.
But
focus on yourself, David.
but it's a crazy.
David, this is not the way
Like,
you want to say.
I know, but I'm just adjusting. It's crazy because, my God, Demo going to freak about this. Like, it's a crazy. And with it being the first SLF freight locomotive, and with them probably going to electric versions, it's going to be mind-boggling. Like, it's a crazy. So they're gonna be bonkers. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get him to make a Discord for he can join the American Rail Club Jane on there because he going to freak. Because they're big. And with him, need proof. But yeah, but it would have been crazy if, because I know he still has up that he got to do calls and stuff. And with him sending me that photo, that's mind-boggling. So I understand Rebinell a good play to put one, but Charlotte is even better. I'm not trying to hate on my own town, the own town I live in, but even better. But yeah, but the train that came by and you heard on the scanner is Q14.
No, I'm sorry, David.
Oh, let me clean.
I look like, oh, your wife is laying in bed.
I know.
Hi, guys. I just got watching the race.
Who won?
Alex Bowman.
Oh, Robert Ross in bed. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert put a $10 bet down to try to win $100. Oh.
Actually, if your favorite one like Denny Hamlin, all the money is on him, more than $100. But you could have put Larson instead. But I love Denny Hamlin better.
I know.
Sorry, guys. This is not the voice of NASCAR. This is a fan of.
But it's crazy, and I mean crazy. Well, let me try to get to Cargo Rail fan on because I gotta get ready to go to bed soon. Because I do got work at 7 in the morning. I do gotta make my lunch for tomorrow and take a shower, so I gotta do that. But stuff that he said, it's crazy. Like, mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. It's my God, crazy. Like, what all did happening, and with CXX planning to do some, it's gonna be mind-boggling. Like, my God. And I mean, my God, it's crazy. It's a big step right here.
Oh, I think it stopped there. Yes.
And I mean, big step. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not kidding. It's a crazy, crazy big step right here. Like, I don't know what else is crazier, but it's mind-boggling. Like, I'm completely surprised about this. If you guys know what I mean. But it did mind-boggling just to think about it. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's big, and I mean big in a way when you did think about it. Like, oh my God. I'm just speechless on what I'm thinking about right now, you know? Like, Did it going to go through the roof for people? Like, my God. Like, it did crazy to think about it. And seeing that, like, holy, and I mean holy shit. That crazy. I gotta go to Railroad in US to post it on there too, because they're going to flip out and go bunkers too. But with him doing a call about that it kind of figured, you know? Heck. Now, it did suck that he did get that call. Like, that did suck. I'll be honest. Like, that would have been amazing to see. Like, they could build, like, maybe, well, they are doing offices. But if I were them, I would not do, like, a big team, but, like, a testing area. Heck, they would have to worry about flooding. But it's a crazy. Like, my God. And with them building one for a heritage unit, one for CXX, that's going to be mind-boggling. And kudos to him for it, you know? Like, I'm not going to lie. The dude is absolute legend now. But, yeah. Hello, bro. Yes, I'm online, Trot and Ralphine. You didn't miss all the good shit. Trot and Ralphine, you missed all the good shit. All right, let's invite him on. Before I actually end the live stream and go eat dinner and then take a shower, because this right here, it's mind-boggling. But yeah, hey Trot and or not Trot and Rail fan, the Cargo Rail fan. You missed almost 2 hours of crazy stuff.
How would I know? You stream at like 1 a.m.
Well, you know when I brought up about the seamen doing dual mode locomotives?
No.
I have a friend who worked for Siemens who actually confirmed it with me on live stream. And he showed me the new freight locomotive that they're actually doing too.
Oh, why does it look like it's from BNSF?
Oh, let me send you some photo of the one that they're doing for Tennessee and Wyoming. Like, let me send you a photo. You gotta look at this. Alright? Alright, do you see the photo I just sent you?
I saw that one on the ARC server.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it's on there, David.
Oh, I just sent it on there. That was me who just sent it. I forgot that.
You dingus.
But I talked to him, and they're also going to do a variant of this freight locomotive one, where literally, and I mean literally, they're going to do to a variant of the new freight locomotive where it's going to be electric.
Huh, I see.
And Union Pacific and CXX are already going to be some of the two first buyers. Genesee, Wyoming is out with the first buyer. If you can see from the screen, you know? So it's going to be interesting right here. Like, my God. And I was talking to him about the one that they're talking about here in Ravenel. He did get the call that they're not doing that one, but they're doing one up in not Columbia, but Charlotte. So we almost had a big business here, so close. But and that was on live stream too, so I had to break the news. Live, damn.
Must have been a fun time.
Oh, did you see the big train wreck on the Northeast Corridor?
Big what?
They had a nasty train wreck that shut down the Northeast Corridor.
Today?
No, yesterday, and trains are still not able to come by today.
Where?
From Ravenel and Charleston, like the Silver Meteor, the Palmetto, and the Crescent are all right now suspended until they get that train wreck cleaned up. But
I haven't heard of this. Oh, wait, that's right, because I have a life.
I have a life too, man. But I do more than you do.
Yeah, right.
Hey, well, I finally got 2 Rail Fan videos out today. They've been over a month, but finally got 2 out.
Yeah, that took a long time. And I saw Venus in the thumbnail. I'm like, okay, finally has something good on there.
Yeah, there was a BNSF unit on that train. Yeah, the BNSF unit is the 4th unit in the train.
And that's the only thing you've seen that was interesting, Ravenel.
We don't get that much foreign power around here, but you guys want to start.
No. If you want more trains here, I have an idea.
Don't.
You hear it?
It's that joke, the Ravenel train station. Don't bring it up. I just got done on fire.
No, not that one. Sheesh. It's Ravenel Rail Depot.
We used to have a depot.
Then why don't you use it as a train station?
Because they use it at a park now. It's a park.
Oh, is it the dreaded Rail to Trail?
No. But we used to have a rail yard here back in the day until 1984. They tore that up a long time ago. A friend of But I gotta get ready to end the live stream and get ready to go to bed soon. I got work at 7 in the morning.
Imagine working in the morning.
I'm out used to it. Like, I have not had a schedule like that in a long time, and I'm out looking forward to doing the morning shift. I do better in the morning before I could be able to get ready and get all stuff out of the way.
Who cares? I'd rather work night shift.
I wouldn't. I do not like the night shifts.
Oh man, it must suck pushing shopping carts in the nights. Ooh.
No, it's because, one, you're towards the end and there are a whole bunch of mess. Like, in the morning, you don't have a big mess and you can just simply clean that up and relax as you go. But I'll talk to you later, Chicago Rail Fan.
Yeah, go back to your job where you get paid $2.50
Later.
an hour.
I don't get paid $2.50 an hour. I get paid $16 an hour.
That's sad, because Chicago minimum wage is $15 an hour.
Dude, jump it cheaper down here than it is up there. So don't give me any of it, bro. But
I'll just drive down and buy cheaper goods down there with my rich money.
then you would have to take a day drive, like a day to 2 day. But I'll talk to you later. Alright, that was Chicago Rail Fan, but Louis, still live stream been going on for 2 hours.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, did you cramp yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, Val got a trolley horse. Oh, trolley horse, that's ain't a way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed all the crazy news, and I mean crazy news that we have today.
Oh,
I do not want to see you guys get at it. All right, dirty, but you all have a night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
oh. Are ending?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you doing shit.
You want to say bye?
Huh?
Bye. You want to say bye, Val?
Bye!
All right. Have a night, guys.